Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I made you the host.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Right.
Good
Good evening, everyone. Hello. Can I have some
Good evening, sir.
response?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
We
sir.
are
Good
audible.
evening.
Good evening, sir.
And
Good evening, sir.
we will have today a very interesting session. It's a continuation of what we have been looking at it in the earlier thing. Right. I hope you all remember this case study. The Greenbite, a mid-size food chain company, which wanted to start across, which is already available in 35 countries across metropolitan city, has set an ambitious goal, launching a digital delivery platform with a subscription-based meal plan within the next 12 months. At first glance, the leadership is very, very enthusiastic. The CEO sees this as an opportunity to position Greenbite as a lifestyle brand rather than just a grocery chain. The head of the operations, however, has got its own apprehension. That is something which you will find it. However, worries that the project scope is too broad as it impacts multiple departments: procurement, kitchen, operations, IT, development, finance, marketing. And some of the board members are unsure if venturing into the prepared meals dilutes Greenbite's identity as a retail chain. The project team soon realizes the number of variables is also higher than anticipated. Externally, competitors like Swiggy and Zomato are dominant. Government food safety compliance adds complexity, and the customer willingness to pay to a premium organic meals is uncertain. Internally, the company has limited digital expertise, a risk-averse culture, and financial constraint. I hope last time, if you have taken the screenshot, it's fine. Otherwise, please do take the screenshot. Once you have taken the screenshot, please let me know.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Interdependency starts surfacing. The app can't launch unless the meal preparation in the kitchen are certified. Kitchen can't scale unless procurement contracts are finalized. Logistics depends on the app for routing efficiency. A single delay in certifications may derail the entire timeline. When the access skill requirements gap emerge, the IT team is used to manage point of sale system, not end-to-end app. The kitchens are designed for pre-packed products, not fresh meal preparation. Marketing excels at retail promotion, but lacks expertise in digital subscription. Outsourcing, hiring is a new talent that may be required. Resources demand escalate. The chief financial officer points out that a central kitchen, application development, delivery fleet, and a subscription marketing campaign will cost more than projected. There is little buffer for cost overturn. Risk becomes apparent: operational, food quality, consistency across locations. Financial is subscription uptake lower than break even. Legal, FSSI, compliance and other issues. Competitive is big players copying the model very quickly. Once again, please do take the screenshot. Have you?
Yes, sir. Taken.
Taken, all of you?
Sir.
Right, thank you. Now we come down to the third one. That is, timelines are another layer of tension. The CEO wants to launch in 12 months to showcase results at the annual shareholder meeting, but operations argue that kitchens and app readiness could take 18 to 24 months. Breaking the plan into phase launches like pilot in 2 cities, then scale up is suggested but not agreed upon. Stakeholders' complexity deepens. Franchisee store fear resources will be diverted from store upgrades. Investors want clarity on return on investment. Customers expect a seamless digital experience. NGO lobbying for organic farming practices demand that the Greenbite adhere to the sustainability promises in the new model. Coordinating becomes messy. IT reports to the CIO, Chief Information Officer, logistics to the COO, kitchen to the head of operations, while project ownership sits on the Chief Growth Officer. Meeting drags on and with unclear decision authority. Escalation move in circles, delaying choices on vendor and rollout. Greenbite is at crossroad. The vision is attractive, but the hidden complexity threatened to overwhelm the execution, which you have already seen this case study. What are the various complexities, what we saw in the last time? And what I wanted to highlight is, last time when Sir was talking about it, he said certain things. There is no point in just diverting your energy and looking at everything. We have to look at the key strategies, and based on it, we need to look into it. What are that? Mapping complexity in the case studies, which you already learned. Scope of the goal, whether it's too broad or versus narrow, impact many departments and other aspects. Variables, external, where Swiggy and Zomato regulations are there, and internal limited tech skills, culture, budget, a mix of controllable and uncontrollable factors. Interdependency, kitchen depends on certification, procurement depends on the app, launch, logistics, and critical path delays are likely. Skill requirements, app demand, fresh meal preparation, and digital subscription marketing. Reliance on outsourcing and hiring is something which has to be done. Resource complexity, financial strain, and central kitchen has to be there. It has to go to all the 35 outlets, fleet, marketing, lack of contingency buffer, and uncertainties like quality consistency, compliance, weak adoption, and competition response. Some overlooked. And you'll also find the time horizon where CEO tries to push it to 12 months, whereas the team says it's 18 to 24 months. Milestone planning is missing. Stakeholders complexity, if you look into it, many of the stakeholders, they feel that the franchisee owners, investors, customers, NGO, all with conflicting priorities is something which is seen very clearly. Coordination needs multiple heads involved, unclear authority, circular decision making, which makes it much more complex. Now, what we wanted to look into it, we have already seen this complexity. Based on the complexity, I want you to identify what are the challenges that could be there. I repeat it, you already have this complexity, which has been given to you earlier itself. Now, based on this complexity, please analyze the case study and look at what are the challenges that can come in this particular case study. Now, actually, the time is 8:10. 8:30, we will once again reassemble, and I am breaking the entire team. Is it very clear, sir? Already last time we have given all these things. That's nothing new. Complexity is already there. What you have to look into it is, what are the challenges that can come because of these complexities, right? That is what you are going to discuss, which is very, very important. since it's 17 are there, I will divide it into probably 3 rooms. At random, I have opened it. We can all join into the room. Or probably we'll do one thing. We will make it 2 rooms instead of 3. Break out. 1 second. There is a breakout suddenly after I opened. Can anyone help me? In the more I had earlier the breakout room, I had 3 rooms. Is it still there, breakout rooms? Okay. What we will do is we'll close this and instead we will make it as close all rooms and make it 2 rooms instead of 3 rooms. It's showing 3 rooms. How can I make it 2? Can anyone suggest?
Suresh sir, can you put me
Hello?
into group number 1, breakout room? By mistake, I pressed the button. It returned to main room.
Okay, I'll do that. But
Yeah.
my question is, how can I make only 2 rooms instead of 3? Because one room there are only 4 people. Another
You
room
can
there are 4.
You can cancel all and bring them back.
Cancel all. Okay.
Bring
Right.
everyone
Let me
back.
close. Okay, I'll do one thing that way. I'll do that.
Or you can you can have only one room, sir.
Yeah, one
let
room
it-
I'll
discussion.
recreate.
Let it be
I'll
recording
do one
going
thing.
on.
I've recreated it. Just I
Ah.
have put 2. I've recreated 2 rooms. Open all rooms, right?
Yeah.
Raju sir, I am assigning you. Don't worry.
Again, it is coming 3 join room number 3.
1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. I'll do that.
Close all rooms. You can there is an option close all rooms.
Sir, it says planned breakout room. I have put 2.
Now we have closed all rooms.
Okay.
Now you can
Now
make
we-
2 or now you can make 2 or 1, whatever you want.
Okay. 1 second, sir. 1 second. It is still showing 3.
It is better 1. We may have recording, sir.
Okay, one we will have it. Doesn't matter. Okay, since it's less, we'll have it 1.
Okay.
20 minutes. Rather, already 8:14 ho gaya. We will make it 8:35.
Okay.
Look at all the challenges that can come because of the complexities. One hint is the secret is within the complexities.
So now the issue is there are only 7 participants. 9. Let everybody come back. Yes. Now they
Suresh
are
sir, we
coming.
can continue here, no? Already some problem is there, it seems.
Yes, sir, I
Okay.
think we can have in
Excuse
a
me,
single
sir.
platform.
Yeah, here
Yeah,
also
yeah,
we
that-
can do.
This is what has been decided now. Single room.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, single room, correct.
Okay. Good, sir.
So Hanumanta
What I will do is I'll do one thing. I will allocate all the others to single
Main room.
room.
Sir, already all have come
Already-
back.
already
have come.
already back. No need to do anything.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Everyone is
right.
back.
Fine.
Okay.
I repeat it. It's a very simple one. Once you understand the complexities and the 8 important elements, you will find the challenges are within it. That is the hint I can give you. Yeah, please go ahead with your discussions.
Yogesh Saab, Yogesh ji, let us choose our leader first. Hanumanta ji, Raju Saab, let us choose our let us choose our leader and one person who will note down everything.
Yeah, I will make a note down, but Raju sir will be
Okay.
lead. No problem.
Okay,
Raju sir.
oh, that's great. Okay, fine, fine. You will note down
Long
everything.
time Raju sir has came.
No, a person who is to note down, he would be presenter. Rao Saab can, then
Yeah.
Raju ji
Yes.
can become coordinator. So,
Exactly.
Raju is there.
So-
Raju
You are
sir
my
is
good
there.
friend Anil sir.
so he will become anchor. He will become anchor and coordinator. So,
Yes.
Hanumanta ji, you note down then. Let us
Yeah,
start.
no issue, sir. I will note down. Note down.
Okay. And you note down means you will be presenter also.
Yeah. Sir, already time is running up. Please do start your discussion, sir.
Okay. Case study.
Should we go into case study or just with the complexity funnel itself, we can make it also? Because already
Sir,
complexity
the
has
case
come.
study already we have given you, sir.
Yes.
And we
not
also given you the 8 important structure,
yet.
okay,
Hmm.
of the complexities. Now we have to identify with the complexity, what are the challenges that is possible.
Is it possible or?
What are the challenges that can come?
Okay. Got it.
What are the challenges that is there and how we overcome it? All these things is what we are going to discuss about.
This is sheet number 1. I hope everybody has sheet number 1.
Suresha's share screening is working for you only.
Yeah, for everyone.
It is
But I
working,
want
no?
to type.
For Anil
But
ji,
I want to type.
Anil ji is also entitled for screen sharing.
No, no.
Okay.
Actually, I want to share my screen,
Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead.
but I'm not able to do.
Sir, he
Suresh
will not
sir.
be able to do it, Anil ji. Anil ji, we have
Yes,
to
sir.
make him co-host. Is it okay for you?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Anil sir, you can make a note then.
No. No. This is another challenge.
No, it is not coming, sir. For it is not
No,
allowing.
If it is a
I
challenge
will-
to you,
I
I
will-
will note it. I will note down, no problem.
I will
Okay,
make.
very good.
No, I will make for you, na. So this is the one. This is the page number 1.
Yeah, yeah.
So please let us start reading and discussing.
Yeah, first
Yes, sir.
challenges. We can make a note of challenges.
Yes.
Finance
Go ahead.
is the budget is a challenge, no sir? Budget is a challenge.
Budget.
Budget.
Sir,
Yeah,
look at the
budget is a
8
challenge.
elements, sir.
Mhm.
Yes,
Sir.
resources are there. Look at the 8
Funnels.
elements.
Okay, elements of.
Hanumantrao ji, I have made you co-host.
No issue, sir. Already I'm making note.
No. Since you asked me to make you co-host, I have already made you co-host.
Oh. No excuse now.
Yeah,
I think,
actually, I want to escape.
Yeah, I
No,
think the
don't-
first challenge over
Don't try
here
to
is that
escape. If you are everyone, I can write down, no problem. I have pen and pen. Pen and
नहीं
copy. I will
माथुर
write
साहब
down.
जो लोग लिखेगा वही बोलेगा.
Oh, no problem.
ठीक है.
Or otherwise also someone make it and then consolidate also, sir. That is also possible.
Okay, the first challenge, what I see is that there is no proper plan made before the project is implemented, because they have many surprises when the implementation phase is kicked in.
Is it within the 8 elements?
Yeah, so we have to start with number of variable, I think.
Yeah,
The
that
first
also is a point. The variables are,
You mean proper plan is not prepared prior to start?
no, that means, yeah,
Swamiji, you have raised your hand. Anything you want to ask?
Or we can
Yes.
start with the scope of the goal.
Yes, sir. What I would suggest is whenever one member
Go
has
with
to.
the other things are one by one. Scope of the
Ah.
goal, variables, like that you go. Then you will be able to do much better.
Okay. Sir, I will suggest, sir, whenever a member want to speak or give a word, let him raise the hand so that there will not be any inter talk also. Okay,
cross
sir?
talk.
I
Yeah.
just had a raised a hand. I just wanted to point out, we need not go into that case study. With the complexities map alone, I think that is given what are the complexities. From the complexity, we'll address the 8 parameters. To start with, my opinion is scope of the goal. It states that it is too broad. Digital lifestyle platform was narrower, impacts many departments and risk diluting brand identity. So here the complexity is if the scope is too big. To ensure that their brand does not get diluted, what we should suggest is the goal should be set in a narrower manner so that brand identities remains same. Meanwhile, we are going into a digital platform also. Okay, sir. That's my point for the first point.
Scope
Okay,
of the
that's
goal
my
is
view.
big. And
Okay, sir.
big scope. But scope of the goal is big and to
Big.
be
Narrow.
Narrow.
to
It
be
should
narrow.
be a narrow, sir, so that
It
the
should be.
brand identity does not get diluted. That is the
Should.
complexity we might face. The solution is we should set the goal to a limited one area alone, or we'll set in a particular city alone with the time frame, with the team inclusion. That is my view. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I would like to suggest in the variable of time horizon, sir. So here CEOs push for a 12-month result versus actual feasibility of 18 to 24 months. So this unrealistic timelines lead to rushed, low quality outcomes, and the team frustration may come if it stretched to 12 months horizon. This is I'm foreseeing one challenge in the time horizon variable. The solution would be that it has to be co-created and aligned with all the stakeholders and to arrive a realistic time frame. This is my submission, sir.
So basically what you're saying is rather than top down, it has to be bottom up.
Yes. Co-create bottom up.
The third one was the skill requirements. There is the internal factor. Internal issue was there that team is not trained properly. It was a big challenge for the training purpose, skill training.
Yes.
Skill. Skill requirement.
Skill required.
There is a very big gap found in the team training. That is a big challenge for the new
Yes.
project.
Next is independencies. Interdependency. Next is interdependency. Like kitchen certification.
Sir,
It's a
first
big
of all,
challenge.
the scope area is covered. Split the goal and form smaller team. And also we have to look at a retail chain set the goal of digitization too broad, the whole scope is too broad, and a small area can be worked out, is the answer given in the sir's last time. So we'll have to understand how the scope can be lessened and what challenges are there. When they say that the project is too broad, as it impacts multiple department, procurement, kitchen operation, and we want a digital delivery platform, what all can be digitized? So not all can be digitized in one go, or should not be digitized in one go. We can work on logistics, let's say marketing, and maybe procurement instead of all of them. Or maybe on the delivery side, we go for logistic digitization initially. And having chosen that, then we will have to understand what kind of app, what kind of ERP solutions, what kind of challenges are there in acquiring those resources, and what budgeting will be required for that particular activity. Delivery and maybe marketing. Two areas we can look at. So this can be the first activity to target.
Yogesh sir, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, then
Yes.
I am seeing there are number of variables. How we can first of all reduce the variable, and what needs to be done. What are the challenges in those variables? That needs to be worked out. So variables are higher than anticipated, like Swiggy, Zomato, which are not controllable. So our slide says that we need to understand what are controllable, what are not controllable. Swiggy, Zomato are not controllable. Government food safety compliance is not controllable. Customers' willingness to pay premium, organic meal, though it is uncertain. Limited digital expertise can be improved. Risk-averse culture can be discussed and improved upon, and financial constraint. These four variables can be worked upon, and we need to understand the challenges involved and work upon combating those challenges. So these are under our control. Even customers' willingness to pay for premium is not. Let us say we restrict ourselves to organic meal, though it is again having an element of external customer likelihood and internal procurement. So again, essentially it boils down to digital expertise and how can we work upon it to combat that. Risk-averse culture, how can we improve our team's makeup for risk-averse culture, and financial constraints. So with the limited variables, I think financial constraints will be quite manageable. So that should not be an area. We should be able to work on digital expertise acquisition from outside or getting training inside for inside people, and we need to work upon the risk matter.
Okay, Suresh and Raju sir, both of them have raised their hands. We'll give an opportunity to them.
Suresh sir.
Sir, sir, I have shared my views on the time horizon, sir.
Okay, now in terms of the human part of it, which is one of the, I think the buy-in from the various, before he announces his plan, there should be a buy-in from the various, his next level of people. You know, take the feedback and things like that and make them involved to have a successful project. You can say buy-in from the human part is very important because they are the people who will drive it to the next level. And if we have to touch upon the financial constraint, obviously when the proper plan is not made before any venture, then obviously the financials will be haywire. When you have not properly planned before, did a proper study and things like that, then your finances are bound to be out of limits.
Are we going as per the 8 elements?
No, I
That is
think.
what I am worried. Actually, the third was interdependencies, which I have opened, and it says that we need to work on deeper insight that delays and failures rarely occur from tasks. So what are the tasks in the case study which can be sequential and which can be on the critical path, and critical path need to be taken up compulsorily. What are the possible slack with additional resources? Can we reduce the timeline from 24 months to 18 months to 12 months, as the CEO has pointed out? And then we look at we have to create foresight for anticipating bottlenecks. And those tasks which can be done to reduce the timeline can be identified, and a resource may be allocated to them. And we cannot look at the task in isolation, so we'll have to look at how IT or finance are interrelated, how HR is related to finance, etc. And those things also need to be worked on through interdependencies. So the team cannot work isolated way. They have to meet to remove these things. Once these things are mapped out properly in a critical pathway, you can use a CPM method or PERT method, critical path method, or program evaluation review technique, which is there in operation research, and something worthwhile can come out of it.
Mr. Hanmantrao, I have a suggestion, because Mr. Suresh was mentioning the 8 constraints, hurdles, which we generally face. So
Sir,
probably
the
if we
8
can,
elements only I said, not constraints.
8 elements.
yeah, which is
Well,
financial, human, time, mindset.
no, first
If-
one is scope. First one is scope, and second one is variable, and third one is skill requirement. Fourth one is interdependency, and sixth. Then next comes the resource complexity, and next is your uncertainties. Next is time horizon, and the last one is stakeholder complexity. These are the 8. We have to go one by one.
So in the last case of interdependencies, they have clearly mentioned app cannot launch until the meal preparation kitchens are certified. So first activity has to be certified, then app launching, then kitchen scalability.
Yeah.
Then we can go
Yes.
for procurement contracts. Or before kitchen scalability, we'll have to go for procurement contracts. And then logistics depend on the app for routine efficiency. So app launches, then go for logistics. So a critical path method related chart has to be drawn up to understand what kind of interdependency map we have, and those needs to be fixed up through our analysis and putting resources and putting timelines, and understand how what can be done about it. For regarding skill and knowledge requirements, we have, when the assess the skill requirement gaps emerge, the IT team is used to managing POS system, not end-to-end apps. So IT needs to be upgraded to manage end-to-end apps. In fact, we are working on some kind of template development. Kitchens are designed for pre-packed products, not
Sir,
fresh
how do
meal
you
prep.
do that? See, what you are giving is a generalization. How do you do that? How will you
Yeah, we will have to,
upgrade
for
the
example,
IT?
IT end-to-end application. For
Why?
that, the teams can be sent for training, or somebody from
Yes,
outside can be
yes.
brought to get the training done. For
Yes,
fresh meal
training.
preparation, we need to understand what kind of ambience or what kind of infrastructure will be needed, instead of the current system of pre-packed products. In the pre-packed
So
products,
be
you
very
might not.
specific. If you are very specific, you will be able to identify the challenges very well.
For skill and knowledge requirement, we need training for IT people. We need infrastructure requirement for fresh meal preparation and related resources of manpower also maybe.
Then ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಡ.
Then we have another challenge of complexity of marketing excels at retail promotion, but lacks in expertise in digital subscription. So our training on digital
Skill
subscription
requirements itself,
may require
look into it. Which are the area the skill requirement is not happening? Where are the skill gaps that is there?
marketing, IT, kitchen,
ನೀವು ಯಾವ
outsourcing.
Kitchen is one area we have not touched.
Operation area.
IT is
Okay,
another.
operation area.
Outsourcing
So
is
please
third.
to understand,
Operation is
when
fourth.
you are
R&D.
working out on thinking of, see, when you think like that, you will be able to come out with more ideas and better things about challenges.
In this case, we have to identify external challenges and as well as the internal challenges.
Okay, what are the external
External challenges
challenges?
are the regulatory, marketing, and supply chain access.
Okay, okay,
For the internal, training, operational, and change management. These are the main challenges we have to cover that is.
have you brought out that?
Supply chain also.
What are the external factors? What are the internal factors?
Clearly, we will have to work on IT and marketing related training for digitization as well as end-to-end preparation.
So what I am requesting you all is go through the case study systematically with the 8 elements. There are certain points that has been given. Look into it so that you are able to come out with what are the possible challenges that can come. You're doing a good job, but still it is in random. It is not in an organized way.
When we look at resource issue, the challenges are in the new central kitchen when the cost is there. So what can be done
Okay.
about it? App development, we probably have already worked on the.
One second, Yogesh, don't jump. You have said something about resource. List it first.
Listing is including new central kitchen as per the case, app development, delivery fleet.
Write it. Resources, resource challenges. We need a new centralized kitchen.
Then we need app development. Delivery fleet. Subscription marketing campaign.
Okay. Logistics pay, what are the challenges that can come?
Costing, sir. Cost.
So in this, we'll have to trade off because these are the 4 resource complexity which are identified. We need to trade off what can be traded off with the other one. So we have identified 4 new central kitchen. Then, sir, you have written only 1 and jumped on to logistic. Why do you do so, sir?
App development.
Delivery fleet can be reduced once we have number of cities limited. Then we have app development. This is not an issue in a big way. It can cater to multiple cities or limited cities. Subscription marketing campaign can be also managed when we are looking at lesser number of cities. So by doing limited cities initially, we can work out a better central kitchen to those cities. Resource will be controlled. Then delivery fleet will also be controlled. Then subscription campaign can also be controlled by just
Yogesh ji,
doing lesser center.
Yogesh ji, I request you that you give opportunity to others also. If there are others who can come on the 8 elements, their ideas, it will be better. Look into it. Whatever you are doing is good, but there can be others also who can do something. Hanumantrao ji, Anil
Sir,
ji,
procurement, sir,
Karupaswamy
procurement
ji.
also a one challenge.
We're writing, sir, in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like that, when you list it as per the 8 elements, the chances of you overcoming not only the complexity, but also identifying the challenges is a possibility. Yeah,
Karupaswamy
Karupaswamy
is
sir.
raised hand.
Sir, for stakeholder complexity, I would address certain 2 more points. So, instead of going for franchise owner for particular digital delivery, the company itself should start it, and they should prove first of all that they are capable of giving. Then only you can go for franchising. It's my opinion.
Like a proto, sir. Proto lot, pilot.
Yes, sir. They should
Proto.
have their own. Until the brand gets that digital delivery gets branded and it is approved or emotionally connected to the customers, they can go for franchise. Then that is my first option. So they are, instead of going franchise, they should be going with their own team. First option. And to build investor confidence, we should prove within that particular area that new digital delivery with organic meal is getting profitable at least or break even. They should give a plan within, they have stated for 12 months. Let it take for 2 years, 24 months. They should give the data that so much customer has come in, what is the profit margin, everything that should be compiled and presented to investor so that investor confidence could be created. Second point, sir. And regarding the customer, you are taking down, sir, am I clear what I am saying? Sir, am I
Suresh, sir.
clear? Sorry, I think you are noting down, isn't it, sir? Sorry.
Yes, Suresh, sir, is the response.
Hanumantrao ji.
Okay. Okay.
No, he is asking to respond to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Am I giving in the right direction?
Okay,
at least?
next,
What's
Mary
your-
madam has not contributed. Mary madam, Nishant, Rajan Varshi sir. You all can also speak your mind.
Yeah, Mary madam.
Yes,
please.
Mary ma'am.
Hanumanta sir. Hanumanta
You
sir.
are muted, ma'am.
Yes,
You are
sir.
muted,
Please, sir.
I believe.
So,
Yeah.
Hanumanta ji, the 7-point timeline, the CEO wants to launch in 12 months to showcase the result at the shareholder, but operation argue that the kitchen and application could take 18 to 24 months. This is a big challenge.
Yeah, we are
So-
written, sir, I think. Timeline we are
Yes.
written.
Timeline we have written. And what is the solution we have written?
It is like a breakdown to the small projects. That is also, they will call in the, what is the
Yeah, this is written, this is given in this thing.
You know,
We
sir,
are
the
not
project
looking at
breaking-
solutions, Anilji. We are
Ah.
only identifying the challenges.
These are the
No
challenges.
solution.
Yes, yes.
Mary, ma'am?
So last
Mary,
one is
madam.
this.
Line
Last one
9, you
is
have written the co-create and bottom-up approach.
Yeah, that were written, sir, already.
Rajan Varshi. Yeah, and Mary, ma'am.
You were in
You are
mute, ma'am.
muted, ma'am. You are muted.
Some mic issue, it seems.
Your mic is muted, ma'am. It's open, but your voice is not audible.
Yeah, technical issue that madam side maybe, sir. You can chat box, ma'am. You use the chat box maybe. Any input you can share in chat box.
Yeah. Rajan Varshi, quickly, already we have exceeded the time. Now it is 8:47.
Suresh sir,
I
you
want
can start,
everyone
sir.
to
This is our
participate.
input, sir.
No.
This is the
Others have
guidance.
not contributed. Rajan Varshi has not contributed. Nishant has not contributed. Sanjay has not contributed. You don't want them to take part?
Yeah, maybe some mic issue. I don't know. They can put in chat box. Mary
They
madam
should-
का थोड़ा mic issue.
Whoever wants to give an opinion, they can raise the answer. That will be easy, so that there will
Yeah,
not be
yeah,
any
yeah,
cross
yeah.
talkers.
We'll give last 3 minutes, then we will
They
go
can
for
put in
the-
chat box also, sir. Chat box also it is possible.
Right. Last
Some
2 minutes.
maybe. Yeah, this is like a freedom, sir. Anybody participant can raise the hand and they can tell there is we don't have any. I'm typing what they're telling.
Don't worry,
There
madam,
are-
Mary ma'am. It is the same case study you saw last time. It is the same case study on the complexity. What we saw is the same case study. Okay, if you are not comfortable, don't worry.
Before the case studies, we're sharing in the WhatsApp, sir, early before the session. That may be good practice, maybe. We have some
No.
good time.
Actually, what is
investigate.
exactly the thing is, whatever suggestion I got it from
Okay.
Arun sir, I'm doing it accordingly.
Okay. Nice.
Otherwise, the 20 minutes or 25 minutes doesn't make any sense. In fact, I've given you all the 8 elements
these are the
to
elements,
make
you
you
know.
people understand that step by step you have to make it.
These are the 8 elements. Those
Yeah.
who are not those who are not present, these are the 8 elements.
Can I stop the
First-
screen, sir?
Should I stop it?
Yeah, I will stop myself.
Yeah. Who is going to present? Decide about it and present it.
Okay.
I
Mataji,
want,
go.
as per the step, that is scope of the goal first. Last is the coordination needs. Step by step, I want the presentation to go.
In that way, we're not done now, sir.
But
That
you
is
can
why
read
I-
it. You can read as per that, no?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
read.
First, you can read scope.
Yeah, scope
If
what
there is
we're-
any gap, someone of your team can step in and do things.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, scope we written that one of challenge is scope is very broad and so we want to make it is a narrow, split into the small project, big project. That time the flexibility and the goal achievement and establishment will be easy. Team also can have the good what is the coordination and that is the one scope is the one of the way written, sir, here.
Okay.
Team, can you tell if anything want to add, please add. That is about scope. generally when we're defining the project, no, the project scope should be very boundary. Scope is like a boundary. What should be there, what is out, what is in. So
Yes,
once the
this is-
scope is correct, no, that will be help the project to be understanding the boundaries, and based on the team will work on that requirement. So scope definition is very important to
Yes.
success the project.
Scope-
That is my understanding.
Scope is a constraint. So it is fixed, boundary is fixed. You cannot go beyond that. You're right that way in saying. It is always fixed. Scope is fixed. And we
Yeah.
have to understand, all the team has to understand what is our scope is. Total clarity has to be there about the scope.
Yes, Suresh sir, you want to tell? This is our scope. What is the input?
Next. You come with all the 8.
Yes. Somebody has to help. 8, I
Well,
don't worry. Next one
Yes.
is Arun, Anil sir.
Next one is variables.
Yeah, variables.
You have written extend Swiggy, Zomato, just like, customers price.
Yeah, other can tell better. I mean,
Yes.
you can tell,
yes.
sir.
हाँ जी योगेश जी आ जाओ आप आ जाओ मैदान में
Sir, आप continue करो sir.
No, now we have to talk about the variables, no? Variables are, it
Yeah,
could
variables,
be external
yeah.
also and internal also, and mix of them also. These are variables. What are the variables? These are the challenges. So how to sort out these challenges?
If it is external, what is the challenge? If it is internal, what is the challenge?
Internal could be technical, limitation. We have to train our people so that they are equipped it well, and all our infrastructure also properly we have to maintain it, upgrade if it is required. So these are our internal.
And understanding the purpose of that project, the team has to be communicated. What is the purpose? Why we are doing this project or this project? So that should be communicated. Then only the involvement or employee engagement will be different. That we have to understand the internal constraints and we have to address hurdles. I can call internal hurdles.
Yes.
Okay.
Like-
Quickly. Next. Third one.
Generally, for this one, generally, sir, what is the internal challenges or external variables are there? No, better tool is a risk management tool is there. All prior risks should put into determine the all internal issues or external issues. Put into the risk management. What is the low, medium, high based on the severity and occurrence. That we can rate it, and where is the high risks are there, we have to address that with the mitigation plan. Generally, this process will follow in the.
Okay. Next, third one.
Third is either skill requirements or
skill
integration-
requirement.
Skill requirement.
Already you people have noted it. Very quickly you can recall.
Yeah. Please read
Skill
it.
requirement, we written that skill requirement is one of the important requirement for the meeting the project goals or understanding what is the scope and everything. So IT team upgradation, what is the app developed, people has to be trained on the new technologies, those things.
For end-to-end application.
Yeah,
And-
end-to-end applications.
For fresh mail preparation, what kind of skills are required, infrastructure required, and what kind of outsourcing will be required if you do
In
not have
kitchen,
the
in
in-house
kitchen, what
capability?
you have to do. In
Fresh meal
procurement, what you have to
preparation,
do. For certification, what
Yes.
you have to do. All these things are.
Yeah, actually correct. It is FSS certification. Any food industry FSS certification, one of the challenges. Started requirement also we have to train the people. Otherwise, it is a big challenge, big risk also. If you have not met this
Yes.
FSS, without FSS certificate, we cannot start the production also. So these are the challenges.
Next are interdependencies.
You can tell, sir.
So you can, like kitchen, ISO certification, if you can't do it, you cannot start the work. It is very much required. It is dependent on that. The next process is dependent on that. You have to get it first ISO certified. You have to train your people before they start the work. These are all interdependencies. You have to get the resources also. Without the proper resources, competent resources, you cannot start the next activity.
No,
Yeah.
from resource constraint, we have seen new central kitchen. If we go to many cities instead of 2 cities that the plan was suggested, central kitchen in all the cities would cost, and therefore the resource challenge would also come into picture. Similarly, in all the cities, if delivery fleet has to be there, there will also be again a resource issue. So that again will be handled if we start with a small volume, say 2 cities or 3 cities. App development is going to be common for 2 cities or more cities. So there does not have a challenge. Subscription campaign, again, more people will be required from marketing side to conduct such a campaign. And if we start with a limited resource of marketing team, trained marketing team, again, we can conduct such kind of subscription-based campaign as is written in the case. So
Okay.
resource can be handled in a better way.
Still quickly, four elements are there, but it's already 8:56. Quickly,
Yeah, you can start,
please.
Suresh sir, better.
You people are supposed to do the case study, sir.
So fifth one is the complexities, resource complexities.
Hmm.
Whether it is a financial resource or a human resource or time, whatever it is.
Time
Resource
resources.
complexities.
Yeah, that is
Financial constraint.
18 months is there, 24 months is there. That is also
Yes.
timeline constraints are there.
This you have to prepare the
Okay.
contingent, some contingency plan. You have to prepare it so that you can cope up with this challenge.
Yes, sir.
Right, next. Mathurji, convert your name as Mathurji instead of Lenovo.
No problem. Mataji is a great
Sorry,
man.
sir. Sorry, sir.
No problem.
Then we have uncertainties.
Uncertainties.
There are internal, external uncertainties. One is of food quality consistency is internal. That can be managed through recipe control, centralized packaging of spices and portion, so that everybody works with the same recipe and same portion sizes to deliver a consistent product. There are external uncertainties like legal issues and competitors. So those can be reviewed from location to location or city to city and understood. There can be hidden cultural uncertainty. For example, some cities may be very good for organic product adaptability. For example, Mumbai, Pune and metros can be a good place for such kind of product adaptability. But when it comes to hinterland or cities of Bihar or UP or those places, maybe the people do not go for such a thing at a very high cost. So a small survey can be done which cities to choose, and then we can work on the hidden cultural uncertainty and understand is the market ready and what population is ready to pay for it.
And as explained, uncertainties are, yes, very good. Uncertainties are which you cannot anticipate. If they come suddenly. So risk, of course, you can anticipate and you can keep contingency for that, but uncertainty, you don't know when something all of a sudden it happens. This is uncertainty. And how to cope up with this, how to find the solution, this is a big challenge.
Okay, next.
Next is time horizon. This
Yeah,
is
I
same
think
thing.
we have touched on it. 12 months, 18 months, 24 months.
24 months.
How we are going to do about it, what we
Yes,
have
sir.
to do. Next.
Next is stakeholder complexities.
Stakeholder engagement is very important for the project management. We'll identify the stakeholder for the each each process.
Who is the
outsourcing
stakeholder? Who is the stakeholder?
Stakeholder is one of the supplier. Logistics also stakeholder, and employees stakeholders.
Who are influencers? They are the influencers of the project. They can influence.
In the case, given case.
Even
internal
legal,
and
FSSC, legal also,
internal,
statutory body also
yes.
a stakeholder.
Internal, external, both. Both
Yeah,
have
in
both
the
we
given
have
case,
to-
we will have to identify.
Stakeholders.
In the given case, franchisee store want to be assured that their interests are safeguarded if you go for a new venture. Investors need to be assured about return on investment. Customer wants a seamless experience, and
Don't
NGOs
tell
want
all these things.
sustainability.
You tell customer, investor, like that you just close it because of time possibly.
Yes,
Okay.
all
So
are
franchises for
stakeholders.
investors, customers, and NGOs are the stakeholder, and they have their own requirements which needs to be combated, and we need to work on their issues.
Okay, next, last one, last two.
Coordination.
What is coordination needs?
So we
Coordination.
have IT reporting to CIO, logistics reporting to CO, kitchen
And
to head of
daily
operation.
meeting, daily meeting,
Everyone can
daily meeting,
report to
dashboard.
COO, and CIO and Chief Growth Officer can also report to COO, so that there is no decision friction between the top team, and then we need to give freedom to the team working under COO, so that they achieve the timeline in the best possible way, and there is no overlapping of authority.
And people should understand their responsibilities and accountabilities. Everybody should understand
Yeah.
who is
Oh,
For
responsible
this
okay.
for
one,
what.
3S is very
Yes.
important, sir. 3S system structure review, SSR they'll call. So coordination can be possible with structure and review and that one. So those systems we have to establish.
Is it very clear? These 8 elements you have already noted it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
With
sir.
this itself, if you look into it, many of the things, the answer is already there. For example, scope of the goal, too broad digital style platform versus narrower meal delivery pilot. So what exactly happened? It impacts a lot of the departments and risk. It's already given there. You people are not looking at it. That's a problem. Variable, external, Swiggy, Zomato regulations, customer price sensitivity are external. Internal, limited tech skills, culture, budget, a mixture of control and process, uncontrollable factor. Can you see all these things are already given to you? Is it given to you?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
So use the resources that's already there with you. That's my request. Okay. Now let me just go to the next slide. See the complexity and their challenges. If you look into it, there are few things which we need to look into it. What is that? Is the scope of the goal. If the scope of the goal is too broad, it can become very vague and hard to execute. If it is too narrow, it may not create enough impact. So when you are creating a scope of the goal, we have to look into whether it is narrow or broad or medium, or how it is. All these factors you need to look into it. The second factor which you need to look into it is variables challenge. The more factors influencing a goal, the harder it becomes to control and predict outcomes. You can see here, when we are looking at variables, kitchen, procurement, certification, logistics, the more and more the variables are there, it becomes more difficult for us. So third one is interdependency challenges. Goals that depend on multiple teams or external partners create bottleneck. For example, we saw that CIO is working separately, growth officer is working separately, COO is working separately. So they are not interdependent, but actually the team should work interdependent so that they are able to overcome the bottleneck. One weak link can delay everything. That's the first, that is the three things which I've already covered. Then the skill requirement challenge. If a team lacks the required expertise, even a well-designed goal fails. Resource complexity. Goal may require money, technology, or manpower that is scarce. leading to trade-off. See, we need to already rightly pointed out by Yogesh ji, which are the things which are priority, which are the things which are less priority, we need to look into it. And based on that, we have to allocate the resources and work on it. Third, uncertainty challenges. External shock, economic downturn, like suddenly what our great President Trump came out with against textile mills, right? Competitor move, regulation change. These all can derail a goal.
Sureji,
Then time horizon, yeah, something you are saying. Yeah, tell me, Anil.
yeah. In resource complexity, you keep into account hotspot and cold spot, as it was told by you. Hotspot means where your resources will have more impact if you allocate them. So you have to give the priority on the hotspot.
We have already touched on it. Okay, that is something which is there. Time horizon challenge. Long-term goal, what is the only problem with it is if it is anything more than 1.5 years, people easily gets diluted. What is more important is create short-term goals. And once they may be achieved, you create a lasting value based on that. Build on it. See, every short-term goal you build on it so that we are on the path towards long-term goal. Second aspect, stakeholder complicities. The more diverse the stakeholders, the harder it is to align interest and manage conflicts. Here we saw that internal stakeholders are also very high, external stakeholders are also very high. So this is increasing the complexity. And lastly, coordination needs. High coordination means miscommunication can happen. For example, 2 people taking a decision is different. 20 people discussing and coming out a decision is very difficult. So what is exactly happened? Too many cooks can spoil the broth. Duplication of efforts and delay can happen in these conditions. Next, the scope of the goal. Classify, actually, you just look into it. We need to classify the whole stuff in such a way that it is broad, medium, narrow. That's what we already touched on it. Write in a one sentence goal with a metric and time box. What do you mean by that? For example, the company will achieve this digitalization within 12 months and it will start its operation at the end of 12 months. Very clear metrics and goals need to be brought in so that we are able to be successful. Second aspect which we need to look into it. Impacting departments. For example, quick sweep, operations, IT, marketing, finance, HR, legal, logistic, key systems like point of sales, customer relationship, app, all these things have an impact on the department as well as our system, which will affect the scope of the goal. Set boundaries. What are included, what are excluded. For example, use the technique called as MOSCO. What is MOSCO? What is must, what is should, what is could, and won't for now. Here, must and should, we should consider. Rest of the things we can set aside so that we are able to do much better. That is prioritization. Check alignment with vision or what we call as objective and key result area. OKR is nothing but objective and key result area. See, this objective, what you said, has to be split into key result area, which means short-term goal, it has to be made out. How? Trace the goal to one company's objective and key result area. If not direct link, rethink. What does that it means? See, other companies which are successful, look at their objectives, look at their key result area, how they have succeeded, what did they do, so that we can actually duplicate in our company is something which we need to look into it. Okay, next variables.
Suresh sir, can you go back slide, sir? Previous slide.
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
understand
Tell
the
me, sir.
scope. I didn't understand that this classify the scope means it should be broad is there, medium you written, narrow you written. Means the scope should be like a medium or narrow or
It
broad you
should be,
told. Broad
see,
is not a
it should
correct.
be within our control, sir. See, what is very clearly we saw in the 8 elements itself. If it is too broad, we cannot achieve it. If it is too narrow, there will be no impact. What is very important is it should be medium where it can create impact. At the same time, it can make a difference. That's why we say write a one sentence goal with metrics and time box so that we know how we are making it out. And it also says label broad, medium, and narrow, and avoid too broad or too narrow goals and stick on to what is achievable for short-term
No, no.
goal.
My question is different, sir. What I'm example, we're telling one sentence goal. Example, I will write that making the
Tell me.
PPTR project like a SBR project means shipborne radar project. That is only one sentence only. The scope will be very broad. No, so many things will be there in that one. How to understand
See,
this one?
that is where a metric is there. That is where a time box is there. See, it's not just one sentence goal. In that one sentence goal itself, there is a metric, there is a time box, which is very clear. For example, let me tell you, a 12th standard student is there. I will achieve, for example,
JEE mains.
600 is his goal. What you will say? 590 within the end of this year, where it's very specific. Well standard, 600 is the marks. I will achieve 590 and that too within 1 year. All the things are very specific in this particular aspect of it. Is it clear? Hello, Hanumantarao ji?
Yeah, that is also if you see no,
Hanumantarao ji?
example, it is a 600
in-
mark is that is also I can call big scope. I can call in maths I will get the 80 marks, 90 marks. That is maybe small scope, medium scope maybe. If that is also maybe
Sir, you
some
cannot
different-
say it is very small scope. Make it in such a way that how you are going to achieve your thing. For example, I want to be a state topper. Is it a small goal?
It is a very big goal.
I want to pass NEET.
That is
And
also
for
big goal.
that, huh?
That is also big goal only as per my knowledge. It is a big goal.
If you break it into metrics, these are the marks I will score within this particular time label, and I will attend the training. All these things, when you mention it, it ensures that the classification of the goal is very, very specific. See, please to understand, in your job itself, can you have a very broad goal? Instead of, if you want to go to Chandrayaan, can you think of going to Uranus or Neptune or other things, or you will focus only on going to Chandrayaan? Even to Chandrayaan, you will very clearly say what is the pathway you are taking, how much time it will take, how much load you will carry, which side you will land. All these things will be very clear. That's what we are talking about as classifying scope.
Okay.
Impact, if you look into it, lot of things are impacted. That's where the coordination becomes very, very important. See, weekly meetings, understanding the purpose, all these things are very important when you wanted to clearly understand the scope of the goal. Set boundaries, included versus excluded. What do you mean by that? There are certain times which are not necessary, you will exclude it. As I told you, there are certain functions which is not needed by ISRO for this particular project. You need to exclude all these things, include only what is needed. And as I told you, check on the objective key result area. That means, what is the objective I have set? What is the key result area? Key result area in short term medium term and long term, I will fix it so that it will have a very great impact.
Suresh sir, here generally I seen in project management, Anil sir also there, Goswami sir. And project management in PMP, project scope, one project template is there for the project goal. How to write the project goal? The template generally will follow. Here also you have any template? How to write the goal? One filled template. It will help to
Sir,
me
once again,
implement
I'm
it.
not going into template. See, template exclusively a session. Arun sir will be conducting, he has already told. What I am
Okay.
talking about is objective and key result area, what we are going to create, what is the impact and how this impact is going to be there, whether it is positive or negative, and if so, how are we going to mitigate it? That's all the thing which you need to look into it.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Variables. List external variables. For example, PESTEL. PESTEL is an acronym. What is the full form of PESTEL is? Political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environmental. So whenever you are taking our project, all these 6 elements you have to look into it. Whether it is politically going to be acceptable within your country and to the country where you are dealing with. What are the economical challenges we have? What are the social challenges we have got? How good is the technology? Legally, is it viable? And environment, is it going to be protected? Second, the customers. Third is the competitors. These are the external factors. While you have also got the internal variables. What are the internal variables? How much resources you have got? What are the policies you've got? What are the culture, leadership, appetite? All these things matters on the internal variables. Third, prioritize. Critical versus secondary. See, understand, this is where important aspect becomes very important. Timelines, when we are preparing it, the one line which has been earlier mentioned, we need to look at the critical elements rather than diverted one. It should be laser focus. How? 2 into 2 impact. Impact versus uncertainty. In a Q card, you just mentioned it. Keep 3 to 4 critical elements which can affect the entire project. These are aspects which you need to look into it. Third, mark controllable and non-controllable factors. For example, already we saw Zomato, Swiggy, and government policies. These are uncontrollable. There is no point in breaking our head on this. What we need to look into it, what we can control. For example, the kitchen, the staff, the training, how we are going to deliver the food, how we are going to maintain the consistency. These are aspects which we need to ensure controllable factors rather than focusing on non-controllable factors. Next, interdependency. Understand, yeah, something, who was that? Yeah, interdependency. Map task. What is WBS? WBS is nothing but work which is breakdown into structure. I repeat it, WBS is work breakdown into structure, which means the whole work you are going to do, break down into various structure and also look into the timelines in which we are going to make it, break into streams, products, kitchen, logistic, marketing, legal. All these things are what we call as work-based structure. Second aspect is identify dependency. See, for example, we already saw that unless the certification is happening for the procurement, the kitchen cannot function. So we have to identify the dependency and work on it. It's a critical element. This critical element need to be added. That's what we saw, the 4 critical elements which we are already identified. We need to look into it. Then build a dependency chart. For example, what is called as PERT. PERT is a software. I think since project management is what Hanumant Rao is working on, I'm sure he will be very, very clear about it. It's a project management software which shows task dependency
It is
and how. Huh?
it is called program evaluation
Program evaluation review technique.
review technique. Yes, Hanumantaji, you are
Program
right.
evaluation technique. Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Because there are non-technical people, we have not touched on it. And similarly is Gantt. Once again, this is a software on PMP, which shows timeline of task in a project, which means
Suresh sir,
at a
one
given
input, sir.
time,
Suresh sir,
tell
one
me, sir.
input. Now nobody, generally this Gantt chart is like absolute. Means Gantt chart is not, just is one Excel. Means plan was actual they will do. But actually MS Office, MS project is there, no? They will do project planning in a very good way. Now Gantt chart is a, nobody we are using frankly with it. It is a old concept. Maybe
What
that
you
is
said
my-
is true. What you said is true. Gantt chart is slowly getting obsolete. Right. What you said is true. Highlight the critical path and buffers. How compute the longest chain, add 10 to 20% buffer to these tasks. We already saw work is broken down into structure. So what you have to do, take 20% extra time and divide the whole thing in such a way that the whole project is going to be completed within the specified time, along with interdependency of all the stakeholders. Skill and knowledge requirements. See, list all the skills which are there. For example, for each task, list hard plus soft skills. For example, kitchen staff, what are the hard skills they need to learn? What are the soft skills they need to learn? For example, the marketing team, they are only accustomed to point of sales. So now what are the hard skills they have to learn? What are the soft skills they have to learn? For example, every department, you need to list the skill as per the priority and accordingly, you need to give the training. Do a gap analysis, skill matrix need to be worked out, needed versus available in a scale of 0 to 3 and accordingly work on which are the priority where we need to work on it. Close gap, train, hire, partner, choose the fastest plus cheapest path for good enough. For example, not every time you need to hire. You can partner with someone. Can anyone give some examples? Today, most of the projects of critical elements, whether it is shipbuilding or ISRO or other aspects, we are doing a partnership. We are working on the partnership, which is very, very critical. Am I right, Hanumantrao ji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct.
Mary,
Correct?
Madam Mary, you have written on the chat box outsourcing. It is not outsourcing, it is partnership. You have written outsourcing. It is not outsourcing. Partnership means suddenly you get more orders and you try to collaborate with somebody and most of the profit to give to the partner and some portion you keep it so that you retain the customer. Thank you.
Right. Timeline for readiness. Put training, hiring on a plan, right, with start to end dates. This is very important. For example, when you take up the project, you know the kitchen staff is going to be a problem. Certification is going to be a problem. Procurement is a problem. So how am I going to prepare my staff? What type of a training I have to give? Who is the specialist who will give the training? All these things we need to work on it. Resource complexity. Inventory of all the resources which we need to take into consideration. How the resources are breakdown structure-wise and attached to task is very, very important. Check availability and constraint. For example, whenever people are allocated, who is free, when they are free, and how they are to be allocated. And second aspect, CapEx ceiling. What is CapEx? CapEx is capital expenditure. And this is actually a very, very important tool where if you look into it, many of the companies fund the projects so that they are able to upgrade, maintain, and also ensure essential services are continuously done. So we need to know how much to allocate to which expenditure. This is a very important aspect of it. Third, evaluate trade-off. Like our Yogesh told, design a lean path. Minimum, what is MVP is minimum viable product. That means at minimum cost, how I can produce a product. That is what we need to look into it and evaluate trade-off. Design a lean path with minimum valuable product to achieve the desired outcome with fewer resources. That is very important. Uncertainties. For example, it's very important for us to brainstorm the uncertainty. For example, we are failing. It's very important to ask a question, why did I fail? What across the organization, operation, or finance, or legal, or competitive things went wrong? How can I correct it? All these things are very important so that we can mitigate. See, as Anilji has told, uncertainties are something we cannot 100% avoid, but we can be prepared for it. For example, rainy season in Mumbai. We know that in rainy season in Mumbai, there will be a lot of water logging and other issues. So are we prepared for it? Rate likelihood of impact, low, medium, high. Create a risk heat map like what Hanumantrao ji was talking about. Risk map, we are going to create it. Define mitigations, what to avoid, what to reduce, what to transfer, and what to accept. This is something very, very important for us to define mitigation. One owner, one action per top risk. What do you mean by that? There need to be an accountability for each and every task. Set early warning signals. How specific indicators plus thresholds can lead to cadence. Cadence is nothing but it's actually a rhythmic coordination. It's a rhythmic coordination of recurrent activity which can happen. If there is a rhythm that's disturbed, then you will know it's an early warning signal. So we can be very clear about the uncertainty. For example, supply chain, suddenly there are some shortages, which means there are specific indicators. We need to be prepared about it and thereby get ready for alternatives. Time horizons. Define short-term, medium-term, long-term goals. Short-term is just 3 months, 3 minutes. Medium-term is 12 minutes and long-term is 12 minutes for a brainstorming.
Suresh, just one. Suresh and Nandula here, can you just one step backward? That is the previous.
Yeah, sure,
last.
sir, sure.
Yeah, this one.
Tell me, sir, what is your query, sir?
The specific indicators, threshold, and cadence. What is the cadence?
Okay, very good. Cadence is nothing but a rhythmic flow of your work. See, every work, there is a specific pattern that actually happens. When the pattern is disturbed, you know that it's a warning signal. Okay. Am I making sense to you, sir? It is also a recurrent pattern, sir. It's not just one-time pattern. It is something what happens every day. So what exactly happens? If there is a disturbance in this pattern, it's a clear warning signal. You need to take corrective step. Specific indicators. What do you mean by specific? Huh?
Sureshji, you mean trend analysis? You want to say trend analysis? When we see what are the trends coming, it should not disturb the trend.
Okay, trend analysis is a generalized term. Here it is particularly connected with manufacturing. In manufacturing, what is exactly happening is there is a rhythm in which for example, a particular product they are doing 300 units per hour. Suddenly, the flow gets reduced and they are able to produce only 200. Immediately, what is very important? It's an early warning signal. So what do we do?
Okay.
We look into what is exactly happening there. Why the rhythm is getting disturbed? Is it because of the raw material? Is it because of the filling of the various elements? What is exactly affecting? That is how we need to set the early warning signals. As I told you, uncertainties you cannot completely avoid, but the signals is something which can always remember. For example, let me just ask you, whenever you are going outside, suddenly it drizzles. Will you carry an umbrella or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why do you carry it?
Precaution.
The drizzle is a clear signal that it's likely to rain, right?
Suresh sir?
Similarly,
Suresh sir, generally in
tell
manufacturing
me,
you are talking.
Hanumantrao ji, tell
I am
me,
working in manufacturing. Suresh sir,
tell me, sir.
just we're using the Andan light. ANDON. Andan means any abnormal. What is the way? Tell the some. What is the upper specified limit or upper control limit? No. When it will,
Correct.
what is the leads? No, above automatically lights will come. Andan light will come. Automatically it is indicated to the operator something abnormal issue is coming. Other
In
rejection will
fact,
be there. You have to stop.
Hanumantrao ji, it will automatically stop.
Yeah, that is like a mistake
If you
proofing. I
look
can call.
into the market, other thing, manufacturing thing, the actually what you call line where it is manufactured, automatically it will stop, and immediately the engineers and others will rush in and look into it.
That's only Andan light.
Narlaji?
Andan. ANDON. Andan light they will call Andan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. You are advanced on this area. I appreciate it. Narlaji? Sir,
Please. Understood, please.
you understood, sir? This is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean by set early
Yes.
warning signals, sir.
Yes.
Because
Understood.
uncertainty cannot be completely avoided, but early warning signals can be always identified and we can be prepared about it.
Yes.
For example,
No, you
suddenly
should.
few people are resigning and going. It's a warning signal. Suddenly there is dissidence that is happening and people are gossiping within the factory. That means it's a warning signal. All these warning signals we need to identify and take corrective steps.
In manufacturing,
Now
we
we
call
come down to
yellow
the
light. Yellow, green, red. Yellow means it is like a signal to you have to take care. Something like alert.
right, sir. Right, Hanumantrao. Thank you. As I told you, short term, long term, medium term, phase resources over time. See, we cannot put every resources at one given time. We have to ensure that the budgeting, the staff, and other things are given phase wise so that we are having continuous resources. This is a very, very important aspect as far as companies are concerned. Plan adaptability, scenarios and triggers. For example, there can be worst scenario with things. Sometimes it can be best scenario. Are we prepared for it? And lastly, break into milestone. For example, the example that's given here is there is a gate. Only proceed if X is true. It's a mathematical formula where it says only if X is true, then the whole process will continue. Otherwise, it will stop. That is one of the aspects that is there in this particular issue. Stakeholder complexities. Identify all stakeholders, internal functions, executive staff, store, franchisees, and external customer partners, NGO regulators. All these things play a very important. Competitors are also there. And when it comes to map influence versus interest, we need to be very, very clear. Those who influence, you need to identify at the early stage itself. because these people can actually help us get the project going very smoothly, or they can put a brake to the project. So power interest grid to choose engagement in depth is very, very essential. Surface conflicts and value exchanges. List all tensions plus proposed give and gets. This is actually regular basis. It can be done. It's something they will do it for stakeholders. And lastly, engagement plan. Inform, consult, then you also work out, collaborate with all the stakeholders so that we are able to work on this particular aspect of it. Lastly, coordination needs. In this coordination needs, what is very important is map collaboration and approvals. Whom we are collaborating with, what are the approvals we have got, how current versus desired flow is there, what are the gaps that is there, how we are going to look into it, how we are going to remove double approval. What do you mean by double approval? If there are too many bosses, there will be too many approvals that is needed. So avoid all these things. There need to be a single point where approval happens. Define communication reporting. How Cadence daily stand up. For example, I already told you it's a work stream. Weekly risk review, monthly steering. The Cadence is nothing but your workflow pattern. If this workflow pattern is disturbed, immediately we need to check who are all the stakeholders we need to talk about it so that we are able to make it. Set escalation path. If X blocks more than 48 hours, escalate to Y. What do you mean by that? At lower level, middle level, we are doing escalation. But if it is not getting solved, escalate it to immediate senior level. Otherwise, you can take it to the CEO level. This is something what we call as escalation path. And lastly, clarify rights. RACI. RACI is nothing but it's an acronym for responsibility, accountability, consulted, and informed. What do you mean by that? Each one are given certain responsibility in their role. And they cannot escape from that responsibility, and they are accountable for that particular role they are supposed to and deliver what they are supposed to. For which, what is very important, a consultation is done and they are informed very clearly. This is what our expectations are. Once the expectations are very clearly set, it becomes easier for us to work on it. Now we are going to do a deep dive. Deeper insight, scope sets the problem frame. It defines who must act, what outcomes count, and where trade-off will be made. A scope decision signals organization priority and shape all downstream plan. And in this, what is need is fulfilled is focus and clarity. Help allocate efforts. Measure progress. Avoid wasting energy on things outside the agreed boundary. That means external factor, unwanted factor, we are going to avoid it. Things to avoid, vague scope that invites endless interpretation, too many meetings, overly broad, ambitious that lacks execution, hidden scope creep. What do you mean by that? It's features or functions added without the decision makers taking into account. Later, it can trigger out a lot of problems. Last, green byte goal, digitize customer experience is vague. Narrowing it to launch a subscription meal service in 4 metros in 12 months clarifies the resources. So when we are breaking down to resources very clearly and narrowing it, it is easily achievable. That's what we are talking about. Already Yogesh was touching on it. Number of variables. Deeper insight is complexity emerges from interaction. It's not about number of variables, but how they amplify each other. A regulation change that reduces demand. Identifying variables which can leverage and affect the overall operations. All these things has got an impact. Need fulfilled is prioritization. So team should focus on high impact, high uncertainty variables that can actually influence. And things to avoid is treating all variables equally. All variables cannot be equal. You need to be very clear which are the high priority variable, which are the low priority variable. Ignoring variables interaction is something which can cause problem on the long term. Failing to mark controllable versus uncontrollable is another factor which is affecting the results. For EV scooter launch, battery supply, internal controllable, government subsidy, external uncontrollable, and competitor pricing are different kind of variables. We need to treat them separately. Internal, external, government, all these things, once we separate it, we can analyze the variables effectively. Interdependency. Work is a network. Some tasks are checkpoints. A single delay in dependency can create a domino effect. That's what we saw already. The procurement, the certification, then the kitchen, then supply, then the app, then the delivery, and within the time frame, consistency. All these things are interdependent, which we need to look into it. Need fulfilled is predictable sequencing and buffer designs, prevent surprises and enables concurrent work. Planning in silos should be avoided. For example, each department, if they start thinking that it's adequate if we work, then it doesn't work like that. Assuming concurrency where serial steps are required is something we need to avoid. No contingency for single point dependency should be allowed. For example, in case of Greenbyte, you cannot scale kitchens before procurement, contracts, and health certification are complete. Certification is on the project critical path, so delay there delays launch. Skill and knowledge. Execution speed depends on tactic skills and institutional knowledge. For example, more the skill, faster the activity, which means you need to recruit, onboard, help them learn, and over a period of time ensure that their efficiency is enhanced. Need fulfilled capability assurance. Ensure that the organization can actually deliver the plan instead of merely planning it. Things to avoid: underestimating time to develop skills, assuming people will figure it out on themselves. And lastly, hiring late. See, this is the last two. If you look into assuming, okay, कोई problem नहीं, हमारा लोग इसको identify करके they themselves will correct it. No, the leadership plays a very important role in this particular aspect of it. We need to figure it out and accordingly assign tasks. And similarly, hiring late cannot happen. We have to ensure that things are happening. For example, a hospital adopting AI diagnostics needs clinicians trained in AI workflows and data scientists. To validate this model, without this, adoption stumbles despite good technology. So what is very important? Are they trained in AI? Each of the diagnostic people, each of the clinician, are they trained in AI? When are they going to get trained? All these things becomes very important. Resource complexity. Resources are not just simply sum. They have things, timing constraint, sustainability, and procurement lead times. For example, you'll find that 100% utilization, is it possible all the time? Can we be so predictable that 100% we can get everything in time?
Not possible, sir.
Not possible. So what exactly happens? You should have an alternative, right? Remove slack needed for shocks. Second, resilience, allocating buffers, alternative supplies, and stage spends, avoid battle plans. Things to avoid: zero buffer budgeting. That means what it means? I have budget already which has been allocated, so I don't have any money. You cannot tell that way. When uncertainty comes, you have to allocate certain budgets so that we can overcome the uncertainty. Ignoring procurement lead times and vendor capacity can lead to a lot of complication. Not testing resources substitution ahead of time can lead to issues. For example, consistency. How are we going to ensure that the consistency is happening? Example, a startup running everything on one cloud region saves money until that region has an outrage and the startup loses customers. A secondary region or a failover plan prevents catastrophic loss. That means, do you have an alternative plan?
Suresh, sir,
See, this is something what exactly, tell me, sir.
this how to optimize the buffer, how to arrive the buffer for the any project or any process or any task activity.
See, there is no hard and task rule in this particular buffer allocation. What is the general rule is 80-20, 80% regular budget, 20% as a buffer you keep it, or 10% you keep as buffer. So that in case of any uncertainty, we use that so that we are able to overcome the issues. This is how companies do that. Uncertainty, risk are manifestations of assumption. The most dangerous uncertainty are the one you implicitly assume. See, very important. I hope you all know as you, me is what is assumed is, and it is all risk interact low probability events can cascade into high impact and hit the critical point. What do you need? You need to fulfill optionally and early warning signals so that you can pivot, hedge, and contact damage before the risk becomes a crisis. Things to avoid, optimism bias. What do you mean by optimism bias? Underestimating likelihood impact. I am very confident this will not happen. This is optimism bias. But suddenly things goes wrong. No named owner for each top risk. Then what exactly happened? There is no accountability. There is no responsibility, accountability. Then we will have issues. Single scenario planning, best case only, we need to avoid it. And let us just give an example. Tourism company that planned only for growth lacked contingency for travel bans. Pre-mortem would have surfaced the need for alternative. For example, let us take, recently there are flash floods, right? Recently in Kashmir, there were terrorist attacks. Do you think tourism can go on that particular aspect? For example, recently in Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu, there are a lot of rains. So that can always affect. So we need to be very clear about all these uncertainties. Time horizon,
Suresh, sir,
short
what
term
is the
wins
difference?
and long.
Suresh, sir, what is the difference between the mitigation plan and contingency plan?
Okay, very good. Mitigation is something we avoid. Mitigation is something where we avoid expecting these are the possible problem that can happen. What is the next word you see used?
Contingency.
Mitigation and
Contingency.
Contingency is nothing but safety net. Okay, I am going. For example, last year, let me give my own example. We went to Sabarimala and suddenly there was uncertainty. I had a heart attack. The whole plan was affected. But everyone stood up to the occasion and ensured that the whole plan moved ahead and there was a contingency. And thanks to Suri Narula sir, we were able to get things done. And my son came to nursing also hospital and we did the operation. Why I'm saying these are uncertainty which you cannot expect. A heart attack. Do you think you can expect a heart attack while you are climbing a nursing? No. So what is the next alternative, we are going to look into it. That is a contingency. Time horizon, deeper insight, short-term wins and long-term bets pull in different direction. What do you mean by that? When you are working on your short-term wins, what exactly happened? You are very happy. You're very happy that you have won short-term. So what exactly the thing is, it can dilute. So we need to be very, very clear. Create time path dependency very clearly to lock the capabilities and market. The trick is staging, create short-term wins that fund and validate long-term moves. Need fulfilled, balanced pacing, maintain momentum. Short-term, we have to look into it, but at the same time, we cannot lose the eyesight of the long-term plan. Things to avoid, chasing only quick wins that damage long-term value, committing to a single long-term plan without stage gates and pivots, mismatched incentives, all these things can affect. Example, Tesla launched an expensive sports car first. Short-term prestige and cash flow was there. To fund the long-term mass, what did they do? They put it on the trade-off, and thereby they were able to interlink with the milestone. Therefore, Tesla was very successful. Initially, they didn't come out with their sports car. They came out with the mass car, and then they came out with the sports car. Stakeholder complexity.
Sir,
Stakeholders
it is other way
differ
around.
by power. Huh?
It is other way around. Go back to the slide. They launched sports
Yeah,
car
tell me.
first to fund the long-term mass market vehicle.
Okay.
Yes.
I may be wrong. I'll just check it out, sir. My understanding is that the Tesla did not want to get diverted. That is what I understand. But anyway, whatever you said, I'll check it out, sir.
No, I am
That is
going
something
for
I
what
want.
the slide is saying. I don't know the exact
Okay.
truth.
It is written here.
Okay, sir. I myself will look into it and check
I
it
will
out.
also check
Probably
it
what
out.
you said is true. Thank you, sir. Stakeholder complexities, deeper insights. Stakeholders differ by power, interest, and influence. This is very important in any organization. There are people who are influencers, there are people who have got power, there are people who are interested, and some low power groups can exert outsized local influence. What do you mean by that? They can form a union, and with the community, they can fight it out. All these things we need to be very careful. Need fulfilled, strategic engagement minimizes resistance and garners support where it matters the most. Things to avoid, one size fits all communication, ignoring influencers who lack formal authority. So what is exactly happening? Many times Arun sir in his class has talked about this. There will be someone who will be a PA, but that PA will be very influencer of a character who can decide on several aspects. So we need to know who is the influencer who can make a difference. Failing to trade value, what stakeholders get for their support is something we need to be very careful. A metro project, what exactly happened in Delhi, it actually happened, stalled because resident association, they are low formal power people, mobilized local politicians, early targeted, engaged, would have prevented the blockade. What exactly happened during the Sheila Dixit? I don't want to get into the politics. What exactly happened? The local colony people, they felt that this metro project will lead to complication to them. That metro rail project, they didn't foresee, then they corrected it. These are something which can be avoided. Need for coordination. Coordination is a governance problem. Clarity of decision rights, escalation rules, and information flow reduces friction. See, this is something very, very important. That's where our leadership becomes very important. Excess coordination, that is also an issue. Too many approvals, kills speed. And we have to be very, very careful. Too much coordination should be avoided. Execution velocity and predictable decision reduce network. For example, Metro, Sridhar, what is his success is, he worked from the backward. 5 years is a project. He will put 5 years, 4 year, 364 days. Like that he will work so that he ensured that execution velocity, whether it is happening correctly or not, where there are issues, what are the duplication that is happening, how the paralysis is happening. Things to avoid: over governance, unclear responsibility, accountability, as well as other aspects which you will find it out, like consultation and informed. Who decides, who advises, who executes? There need to be a clarity. No clear escalation triggers on timing. For example, if there is an issue, we saw that within 48 hours, it should move from one level to the next level. Within the next 24 hours, if it is not solved, it has to go to the next level. Like that, we need to coordinate so that unnecessary delay can be avoided. Example, a global FMCG with 3 vice presidents who each had pricing authority suffered delayed launches. One of the leading FMCG, where what exactly the problem is, each one have their own target, each one have their own product, all these things. But what exactly happened? Ultimately, that suffered the overall company. Centralized pricing decision or defining clear roles, responsibilities, accountability, consultation, and information was taken so that the decision took half the time.
Suresh sir,
Now, what we are
that's
going to do?
previous slide. Suresh sir, previous slide.
Yeah, tell me.
Sometimes now I've seen one person has to be authorized for any project or budget or some finance approval. Sometimes what will happen?
Correct.
No, sometimes corruption. This also will happen. Why means the when the multi team is there, no, multiple approval or 2 people approval is there, no. Sometimes it will be good also. That is a other context I'm telling, but how much it is fit here, I don't know.
Sir, actually, what we are talking about is too many cooks can spoil. I'm not saying a committee can be there.
Yeah,
Even for
committee
the
can be
committee, even for the committee, there need to be a leader who is taking decision, and everyone has to adhere to the decision. The company I talked about is HUL. See, they had several verticals, and that lead to a lot of problems. Okay. Now we will come to the last 2 slides. Diagnose, map current state, surface assumptions, measure gaps. That's the first step you will do in any complexities. Define clear boundaries and success criteria. Make the target binary or graded, what need to be done and when it is done, how it looks. Third, design options and mitigations. List 2 to 3 ways to close the gap, including low-cost experiments. Fourth one, assign owners and plan. What do you mean by assign owners? It's not that owners means they are owners. They are actually in charge. They decide the responsibility, accountability, and they set the milestone and single owner for each deliverable and set deadlines. That helps smooth progress. Build, buy, borrow, or action. See, this is a very important concept right now. For example, if you look into the 4-lane, 8-lane activity, which after Vajpayee has come out, what exactly we did was build, buy, borrow, and then work on it. That is how the national highways become very high. Capacity building was there, hire contractors, automation, partnership, and then there was actually a plan that was set. Monitor and adapt ongoing key performance indicators, dashboard. This is where Sir repeatedly was talking about how few people among us are very particular about maintaining dashboard, weekly governance, and monthly retrospective and escalation triggers. All these things, using the structure for every complexity, helps us to overcome the challenges. If you still have any doubt in creating template for any of the 9 complexity, please contact Arun Subramaniam sir. I told you already he is creating a template, and that is the reason I didn't touch on that particular aspect of it. Hope we are very clear about what we wanted to work on it. Anything else? Otherwise, it's exactly 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, 10
So
o'clock.
we can,
Yes, sir.
we have timed it in such a way that we are rightly on time. All of you can go and have your dinner and go hit your bed, right? Thank you very much for the time that you have spent with us. I hope
you.
this complexity into challenges, once you understand. See, what I felt bad was the 8 criteria and the various aspects was very clearly given by Arun sir. In spite of the fact that we gave you all these things, many of you did not even take a screenshot, nor we looked into the various aspects. So next time when we are looking at it, when the stakeholders are there, criteria has been talked about, I wish you people look into it so that we are able to have a constructive discussion on the whole issues. Thank you very much for your time. And what we will do is we'll stop the recording.
Thank you, Suresh, sir.
Thank you, sir. Excellent session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, the recording is happening.
Yes.
Recording, should I
Okay.
stop it?
I think.
Should I stop? Huh?
Yeah, recording is there. Recording is there. You can stop, sir.
1 second, sir.
Still it is not.